You ever wondered what Madonna tracks would sound like if they were recorded in the 50s? No, neither had I. But finally, AI, it has a really good use, hey? See if you can identify this track. When it's time for siesta,
you can watch them
go by.
Beautiful faces, no cares in this world, where a girl loves a boy and a
Boy loves a girl. Oh yeah.
Last night I dreamt
Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. You can look it up. It's all over YouTube. It's what is it again? It's not all Madonna songs. It's True Blue, the album True Blue, in the style of the 50s. Go and look it up. It's fairly interesting. It's good for a laugh. Talking about Madonna, nobody has ever been able to help me with this one. Now, look, when she came to Australia for the Girly Show, she did a series of interviews. Remember, she was wearing that kilt, and I'm pretty sure it was horizontal Where's Wally top, basically, red and white. I'm pretty sure that's what the outfit was. And she sat down with Molly Meldrum. You can find that on YouTube. You can look it up. She's got the Girly Show hair. Now, I swear to God I did not dream this, but I swear she did an interview with the son of a famous Australian journalist who has now passed away. His name was Mike Willesee. So let's call this dude who interviewed Madonna, maybe in my dreams, let's call him Willesee Jr. I haven't even looked up if Mike Willesee has a son. That might settle this once and for all. I don't remember his name. And they promoted this on Channel 9, I'm pretty sure for a show called A Current Affair, over and over, and they kept promoting it as the interview where Madonna stormed out, or that she stopped, or something, right? And I definitely watched it. Again, unless it was in my dream, but I'm sure it wasn't. And from memory, he was a rude little prick of a upstart. You know, one of those journalists trying to grab a headline, he was really trying to get a rise. He was trying to get a rise out of Madonna. And I think she bit to a certain extent. And she either did walk off or stop the interview or just say that's enough. Or maybe someone steps in and goes, nah, cut. You know, as they do sometimes. But think about it. I just said as they do sometimes. Has that ever happened with Madonna? You can look up celebrity storm-offs or storm-outs on YouTube, but Madonna doesn't do that. She gets rather hacked off, and she can pull that face like nobody pulls if she's not happy with a question, but I've never seen that before. So did I dream it? Do you know where that can be found?
The way they did when you were mine. A broken heart is a lesson learned, though we're apart, baby. The world still turns. Couldn't believe that you were going to leave without a care, heading somewhere elsewhere. Oh, my aching heart.
Now, what about all this bullshit about Princess Diana burying her own copy of Kylie Minogue's Rhythm of Love in a time capsule? Thank you for sending it to me, folks. Thank you for all of you who were so excited and put it all over Facebook and said how wonderful it is that Diana loved our Kylie, and possibly she did. But look, the time capsule was recently opened up, true. Sure enough, there was a copy of Rhythm of Love on CD. I think it was a CD. True. But wake up, people. Diana had children put that time capsule together. She did not put it together herself. So Kimmy, look at me. You're a stupid girl. So as I say, thank you for writing to me. It would be exciting if it was a true story, but it's not a true story. Diana didn't bury Rhythm of Love in a time capsule. But there is a true story between Diana and Kylie around the same period. That song, World Still Turns, on Rhythm of Love, it was actually written about Diana's separation from Charlie.
When you were mine, a broken heart is a lesson learned, though we're apart, baby, the world still turns.
Okay, here's my song of the week. Now I'm confused. Gaga, that's not a single, is it, folks? From the album. Because I've listened to the album and I love quite a few tracks off Mayhem. I think it's Mayhem, right? The album that she's just released not so long ago. That's not from it, is it? What's it called? Dead Walking or Dream Walking? This one that I'm just listening to? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so badly prepared. But I've been listening to this song whilst at work today and thinking, yeah, it's good. Fun video too. Fun video. Now, if you haven't heard this before, you can be on the show. If you want to talk about anything, you can come on the show. You can talk to me. If it's about pop culture, movies, music, anything you want to talk about, if you're passionate about something, get in touch. And, of course, you can send me a voice memo, timetotalkaustralia@outlook.com. And I'm on the socials. Look me up, Tim Power. Recently, we were talking about Kylie Minogue and should she be on the $5 Australian bill? Of course she should, right? Let's take a call here about that tasty little subject. G'day, Mark. How are you?
Good, Tim. How's it going?
Not too bad, mate. You're not a fan of Kylie being on the $5 note? Come on, how un-Australian, man.
Oh, seriously, there's more people that are more deserving. I'm not saying that Kylie's, hasn't done a lot for Australia, but has she done a lot to change a lot of people? That's the question, apart from fans.
Oh, you've never seen her live. She changes my life every time I see her live.
Well, there you go. I suppose it comes down to our choice in music.
I want to go a step further, Mark. When I go to the ATM machine, not only do I want Kylie's face on the $5 note, but I want the ATM machine to go la 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 every time I withdraw the money. I think we've got to go further. I want this note to be pink. I want it to have a disco ball hologram.
Does the term stalker mean anything to you?
Yeah,
Really?
Am I a bit obsessed?
A bit? I think a bit would be quite generous, to be perfectly honest.
All right, well, you've got to convince me, my friend. You're a bit of a Margaret Court man. I can tell in your voice you want a bit of Margaret Court on a $5 note, don't you?
No, I don't, actually. I don't. Look, everybody has their own opinions on that sort of thing, and I'm not looking at her off-court, let's say, commentary. I'll let her grass court and hard court commentary do the speaking for it. That's her personal view off court. Whether I agree or disagree, that's for my own personal statement. I think there's other people far more deserving than
go on.
Kylie.
Hit us up with a few names.
Okay, let's go local first. A couple of people who actually really changed Australian Indigenous culture for starters. All right, Eddie Mabo. I mean, look what he did for his own people, and got this idea of terra nullius actually proved to be null and void.
So Eddie Marbo's never been on the $10 note?
He may have been. I don't know.
Neither do I. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't think he has. The other Indigenous person I was thinking of was Albert Namatjira.
Okay, tell us about him.
Wonderful Australian painter.
Mm-hmm.
And again, helped bring Aboriginal culture, as quite a lot of other Aboriginal artists do, helped to bring their culture to the forefront. I mean, how many times have you looked at different sporting designs and so forth, and you can see the patterns in there and think to yourself, it's actually a very, very good, eye-pleasing thing to look at.
What was his name again?
And express. Albert Namatjira.
Well, tell me this. Did Albert ever host the 1994 People's Choice Awards in Sydney?
I don't think he'd degrade himself that far.
Look, I take your point. I totally accept it. You're probably right. There's people, I would say, as worthy, not more worthy than Kylie. I mean, I think we underestimate the arts. Go ahead.
Let me throw one other name at you then. All right. Well, actually, two other names.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. One was South African born, but raised in Australia. Bryce Courtney.
Oh, poor old Bryce.
Prolific.
He wrote Mr. Potato Head.
He also wrote The Power of One. Now, if you've ever seen the movie, if you've ever read the book,
Yeah.
it'd give you a great understanding of how one person can change the world. Not referring to Kylie. She has not changed the world.
Bryce Courtney's
Okay.
brilliant. You'll get no argument from me.
All right. The other one is actually Chinese-born heart surgeon Dr. Victor Cheng, who was murdered back in 1991.
He certainly was. He was shot.
Yes, he changed the lives of thousands of people, and his research continues on today, even though, unfortunately, he's long gone. They're the people I think should be embodied onto our currency as a reminder of where we've been and where we're going.
Look, mate, I can't argue with any of them. They all sound like worthy candidates. Shoot me one person that would be representing the arts and the entertainment industry.
Dame Edna Edridge.
Oh, that's such a good one. Yes.
There you go.
Would it be Dame Edna or Barry?
No, it'd have to be Dame Edna. I mean, it'd make the $5 note go screaming everywhere in the UK. They might even change their currency.
Yeah, it might be worth $20 as soon as you put a face on it, right? I tell you what, Mark, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And the good news is this. That it doesn't matter anyway. I haven't held cash in my hand for about 25 years, so it doesn't actually matter, does it?
Well, no, not unless you want to go and buy a newspaper, and even then it's a case of, really, I've got a tap for $4? Seriously?
Yeah, and some of them go, that'll be an extra $1.50 since you're under $5. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Exactly that.
Mark, it's been a pleasure talking, but here's for it, folks. What do you think? Do you agree with Mark? Should Kylie be banished from the $5 note? Should she be a candidate at all?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Let us know. Time to Talk Australia at outlook.com. Thanks, Mark.
Later, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Loving the show. I like to tune in on the weekend in between scrambling my eggs and slicing my turnips and hear about everything that's going on in the world of pop culture. Keep up the good work and keep on cooking up these amazing episodes on the Time to Talk show. Love, Gordon Ramsay.
Leo and Madam, how are you both?
Oh, hi, Madam. How are you, John?
Hello.
Have you guys met each other? Madam, meet Leo. Leo, meet Madam.
Hello, Leo.
We have, I don't know if we haven't met, but I run the Sound Museum podcast.
You run the what?
The Sound Museum podcast.
Oh, I love that.
My friends, we're here to talk about, this is the Tension Tour wrap-up. It just wrapped up in Mexico. I think it's called Monterrey, the final city there, Mexico. She doesn't tour Mexico very often. They were dying to see her, and those crowds went off. They certainly went off. So, Leo, I'm going to go to you first. As an honorary Australian, I know you're from New Zealand, so it hurts my heart to call you an honorary Australian, as you know. there's tension between New Zealand and Australia. But, you must be super proud, like I am, of this Tension Tour.
So proud. It started off in Perth, and I think starting it in Australia was the right move, because it ironed out all the stuff that maybe wasn't working.
I agree.
Change. They could.
Yeah, I agree.
They could. Yeah. So having it start in Australia was amazing. The audiences were incredible, and that's a testament to the show. By the time it went to the US and throughout Europe, and then the UK and Mexico and South America, it was just this. It's just incredible how the show had evolved, and she added different songs in different countries. I love how she added In Your Arms in South America, because it was a really big hit there.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I love how she, with her costumes, she wore colours of that particular country, especially in South America. So the mixing up of the costumes and the colours was just amazing. The show was just an amazing production, and using all the lights and the different technology, and it was just it wasn't like the huge sets, but it didn't need it. It just needed her energy, and the crowd's energy, the love and the joy was just incredible.
And she had so much energy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much energy, and you won't find a fan more excited than me or proud. You won't. But let's just be realistic. In the tension to a wrap up, when it first started, there was an element of shock from the fans, not the people who were in the Perth arena or the first few shows in Australia, but when it hit YouTube, this was not universally praised for the first day, 2 days, for the first 3 shows, let's say, because I understand why fans looked at that YouTube footage and went, this is not a Kylie show. What the devil's going on? It was an adjustment for Kylie fans.
But at the same time, I don't think that's a bad thing, because like specifically being a US fan that just recently discovered her with the release of the first Tension album, I thought it was a really great way for her to bring not only her music and her energy and her aura and her career. I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was done amazingly to bring it into like the mainstream audience. I thought it was so phenomenal. Like just with me doing my Kylie Minogue Saturdays, there was not a single song that I did not know at all that she played. I knew every single one. I was singing every single lyric. It was such a blast. It was so incredible. The energy, the outfit changes, the background dancers, the visuals. It was all just so much fun. And I was completely blown away. I was so impressed.
And you went to it, madam. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I want you to know, as a new Kylie fan, something that really stands out for me. If you went to the Enjoy Yourself tour, the Rhythm of Love tour, they were just stagnant sets. Kylie, lots of great lights. Even the way Tension opens with all of that sort of stuff. This was going right back to original Kylie. No
That's
moving
awesome.
sets, really. Leo, I mean, there was a lot made about the fact that the set was 2 sets of little stairs and backdrop, and that's it, or video backdrop.
Yeah, well, I first saw Kylie in London, actually, for the Intimate and Live tour.
Simple
So-
again, right?
Yeah, but watching the footage of Australia, you guys had like the light up stairs and stuff. In London, it was just like these stairs, and it was very, very basic.
Your stairs
Very
didn't
basic.
light up for Intimate and Live?
No,
Oh, that's
No.
outrageous.
no, it was just very simple. So that was my first Kylie experience, and she's got such a loyal fan base. She's got such a huge back catalogue of music. That she
Huge
doesn't
catalog.
need, she doesn't need the bells and whistles to sort of carry a show. She just needs herself, her songs, a great band, and her adoring audience. Mushrooms sent me like a press release, I think the day after the Perth show, and there was some video footage included as well with some photos and stuff. So I whipped up a video for my YouTube channel, and the comments from that video were just awful. There was, where's the bells and whistles? Where's the production? You know, so I don't know if it was the video sent out by Frontier Touring Mushroom
Where's
that
the
sort of
production?
did it. But the comments on my YouTube post for that, just advertising the show and everything, weren't great. I was constantly saying, hey, it's a whole new show. It's about Kylie, about the songs.
Yeah.
But people were really very early on, and you're right, Tim, they hadn't seen the show. So when they saw the show, then they realized, aha, this is what the show's about.
Love's always been my excuse. Don't tell me I ain't right. My heart is my alibi. Only you get me acting crazy like I do. Say you can't believe it, but it's true. It's true. Am I gonna hear you? What do I have to do to get the message through? How can I prove that I really love you? But
tension era was huge. So people were thinking, okay, this is the third coming, because we had the original Kylie, then we had the Fever Kylie, and Tension, I would argue, is the third biggest peak in her career, if not the second, by the way. Anyway, that's another argument. But either way, a peak. So people were, including myself, thinking this is going to be lavish. This is just going to be spectacular. And she's taking it to the United States, so she's going to go full throttle. But she didn't. She surprised us all by doing the opposite. So, and it worked, because even though you're right, Leo, at the beginning we had those, the comments were awful. I remember reading, I didn't look at any footage, but I read the comments and it was boring, bland. But she certainly proved the critics wrong. I've got to go to you, madam. The United States, right?
Phenomenal.
She's never brought a tour to the United States in its full form. It's usually a pared back version.
Tim, there were so many fans.
Yeah, tell us all about it. Where did you see her? Remind people.
I saw her
Vegas,
in Phoenix, Arizona. No, Phoenix, Arizona. I don't think she actually came to Vegas, because she had her residency here. Which, by the way, Tim, I'm still devastated that I missed, because I was a fanatic still back then. I was falling so in love with her career during her Vegas residency, but the tickets were so expensive, and for a poor whore like myself, I could not even dream about ever affording that. but the show, the Tension tour, and my show in Phoenix, I thought it was so professional. It was so well done. It was so artistic. It was so modern. It was so, everything about it, I thought, is what an international pop star icon goddess should be delivering. And I thought she did a great job, especially for her first huge US tour. And to see so many people in the crowd with shirts, I was like, why couldn't I have been with you? Why could I have not been a lover for all these years that you guys have been? Because having gone through my Kylie Minogue, Saturday journeys, where every Saturday I reacted to a new music video. Now I'm doing albums and performances and stuff. It's like I really missed out on this woman's career, because so incredible, so beautiful. The vocals, the talent, the energy, the just cute. She's just the cutest person.
The love.
She's just so spectacular. She's so beautiful. And I adore Kylie Minogue so much.
I'm just going to say, to see, again, we've got such different perspectives here, because you've just cottoned onto her in the past few years. But Kylie's always, it's the only time she's a little bit untruthful, to be honest. When it comes to the United States, way back in the day, she'd go, I don't really care about the United States. If it happens, it happens. And she'd do this little flick of the hair. She wanted it to happen. She was wildly ambitious.
Oh, of course.
In her early days. Yeah, but then during the Fever era, she was asked a lot about it, because she cracked the United States to a degree. And she'd go, she didn't know how to feel about it, because people didn't know how to pronounce her name. And she actually mocked the United States. If you go back, I'm surprised it hasn't come back to haunt her a little bit. She goes, yeah, Kylie Minogue. She imitates the Americans.
The American accent.
And then, yeah, she does. And their way as well, because United States journalists approach things quite differently and with a little less modesty maybe than other territories, a little bit more in your face. But now that she's achieved it, I have to say, I know that she is. Well, Danny Minogue talked about it. She said when she went to New York and saw the green and gold and the love for Kylie, it was next level. Leo, as an OG too, this is a surreal experience, isn't it, to see Kylie as an American superstar?
Yeah, I've sort of, up until Tension, when she released Padam Padam, I was sort of thinking, okay, well, she's not going to break America. That's fine. I think she was even okay with that.
Yeah,
because she's big everywhere else. But I think when America happened, it took her by surprise and everyone by surprise. And she always said that if she had a hit in the US, she would go and follow it up and everything. And she'd done that. And this whole era has just been career changing. And this is as an artist who started in 1987 because she's had success outside America, Europe, Asia.
Everywhere.
So to have this US success, when she's pretty much a worldwide star, and to capitalize on that was incredible.
I
It
just want to
really
pay
was. And
homage. Really want to pay tribute to the team that took over from around Golden, I think it was. They have strategically plotted so brilliantly to pivot with Golden and go, right, let's go right back and bring you back to your basics, build on that. Then the Vegas, like that deal she signed was the biggest deal I think of her career, 130 million US or something. But
That's
that was
crazy.
just also strategically plotting there. I don't even think her team could have predicted that she would conquer the US the way she has. Madam, is it a blip, though, in the United States? Is it a blip? Is Kylie just experiencing one of those little mini highs and then she'll fade away? Or do you think that America's embraced her for all time now?
It's so weird because I honestly think pop culture and especially music in America is so disturbingly gross. Like, I honestly feel like the U.S. doesn't really like obsess over an artist for very long because there's just so many singers. There's indie artists, there's small artists, there's local
It's
artists.
wave after wave
It's-
after wave after wave.
Everyone is a musician in the United States. It's like a heartbeat. There's ups, there's down, there's up, there's down, there's new, there's old, there's new, there's old. And if you and I don't think Kylie is old news, but I definitely think now that this tour is over, whatever she does next, which oh my god, Tim, I cannot wait. I definitely think she'll at least be acknowledged immediately, and I pray for it, especially with her having had the Vegas residency, that like she'll get a ton of radio play the same way she would like if like a normal artist that's popular in the U.S. because she is popular.
I think she's going to have I think she's going to go up. I know it might be wishful thinking from a Kylie fan, but I think America's only just beginning. All right, criticism. Or you can all shout me down for this. Tension tour. We're doing a wrap up. I've got little minor quibbles. Can I put them to you, Leo and Madam?
I would love to hear it. I will disagree though, Tim. This tour was phenomenal.
How can you disagree? You haven't heard it yet, Madam. That's so typical of an American.
Because it was so spectacular.
All right, hear me out. My quibble.
The only complaint I have is that I didn't get a disco ball at my show.
Oh, well, see, that's similar to what I'm about to say. Well, I'll start with...
Because I'm obsessed with the disco album. It's phenomenal.
I'm so surprised you didn't get the disco ball. Minor quibble number one. I'm 2 minutes away. I'm right around the corner now. And she's there. That doesn't make sense. That should have been done in the black. It should have been in the dark. We shouldn't have been able to see Kylie. I'm 2 minutes away. I'm right around the corner. Yeah, we should not have been able to see you, Kylie.
That's
Stop
hilarious.
I mean, you didn't have to do...
I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, because I was imagining what the tour would be like. I had staged the whole thing, and my plan was...
That's so funny.
Smoke, lasers, dark, flashing lights, pulsating. We didn't know where she was, but we could hear her. I'm 2 minutes away. I'm right around the corner.
That would have been amazing for tension building, pun intended. But
yes, thank you. You can't be in front of the audience in perfect view of everyone because you're so high up and say, I'm 2 minutes away. I'm right around the corner now. No, you're not. You're up on a swing, my dear.
I'm 2 seconds away. I'm right around the corner now. I'm 2 seconds away. Hold tight, I'm about to ride. This place is the space where I let it go, and I hate to be waiting so the door. I got shades on my face, and I'm looking like I get fountain boat. Here I go. Lights, camera, action, that's it.
We're talking of swings. Maybe this is one of your complaints, Tim, but I wish that when she takes the tour around the world, that she doesn't like demonetize the show. Like she did in Asia and Mexico, they didn't get the swing.
Yes,
I think it should be the same all over the world.
basically what we're saying is that big diamond where she's up on the swing wasn't there. Now, I've asked the question of many people why in Mexico, in many parts of Asia, possibly nearly all of Asia. There was a few that did get it. But apparently it's something to do with safety in the stadium. The quibble that a lot of people say is about the dancers. Some people are saying that the dancers really were odd. I didn't. I thought they were fantastic. There was a few strange costumes. What did you think, Leo, of the dancers?
Well, you know my thoughts on the Teletubby costumes.
Oh my god, I was so scared of that shit. At the same time, I thought it was cute, even if it did terrify me mentally for a few moments.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, overall though, I have to say the dancers were amazing. They really looked after Kylie on the stage and off the stage.
Yeah, I
They're like
agree.
a really sort of strong team.
I agree.
Protective.
And yeah, very protective over there. And I think apart from that Teletubby moment, the costumes were
You didn't like the
amazing.
Teletubbies? I loved the Teletubbies.
No,
I thought
really.
it was really campy, but I don't always think that's a bad thing. I honestly thought it was cute.
Hey, Time to Talk family. This is Tim Power, host of the podcast where amateurs talk about icons. To keep our show commercial free, we rely on your support. Many of you have chucked in just a couple of bucks, or sometimes more, which lets Time to Talk Australia pay its way. There's no obligation, of course. Keep listening to us no matter what. Liking and sharing our content is also a huge help. But if you do hear something that you like and you think you can support the show by throwing in a couple of bucks, head to patreon.com/Time to Talk Australia. The link is in the description of this podcast.
Hi Tim and Time to Talk listeners, this is Danny from Melbourne, and I'd just like to say your latest podcast made me very angry.
And as always, we want your voice memos. If you've heard something that you agree with, or possibly you're outraged, and let's be fair, many of you listen simply to be outraged, then take out your phone and record a voice memo. Cap it at around the 2-minute mark, and then send it to me. I listen to all the voice memos that come through, and occasionally we include them in the show. Our email is timetotalkaustralia@outlook.com. Thanks for sharing, rating, contributing, and donating to this very little podcast from Down Under. I genuinely love our little Time to Talk family, because lovers of pop are an endangered species. So, why don't we go extinct together?
So that's all I have to say. Get off the airwaves, you're such an amateur.
And can I just say, can we talk about the set list? So phenomenal, so obsessed. I was a little bummed that it honestly was just mostly singles, because I was like, I'm gonna learn new songs, hear new songs for the first time. Other than the parts where it was audience request, I don't think there was any songs I did not know.
No, bangers, wall to wall.
Which can I ask? I'm not complaining about. It was her first major US tour. Obviously, she needs to play songs that people are going to expect to know. And hey, having been only a fan for a couple of years, I'm very happy that I knew every single song, every single lyric. Even with my dilapidated memory, I was able to sing and shake my ass and have just such a great time. It was just so much fun. It was such a positive atmosphere. And it was so modern. It was so professional. It was so beautiful. Minus that motherfucking disco ball. And realistically, that might not be Kylie's fault. That might not be her team's fault. It could have been a venue issue. It could have been who knows what. But it was
But
just
madam,
so much
do you know
fun.
what's interesting? This tour was actually designed almost specifically for you, in the sense that not only did she get a new wave of American bands through the Tension era, she got a new wave of younger bands as well. And you're a little bit on the younger side. I know you're aging in your
I'm
gay
not
world,
grandpa.
you tell me. Yeah, well, anyway, but that's another story. But it was sort of made exactly for you. That's why the bangers. The other thing that comes up, and this is not a quibble, I'm just pointing it out, that there were 5 cancellations during the Tension tour. And
oh my God,
look,
where?
it is a quibble, actually.
There was one in Asia early on. There was an Asian one as well that got cancelled.
Yeah, so the two that bother me are Philippines and Uruguay.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why.
Oh, the Philippines are
because it's a
beautiful.
lie. And I know people argue this is out of Kylie's control. It's not. I don't like it, Kylie and team, when you tell us that these shows were cancelled for logistical issues. if you're ill, that's a truth. These two shows were cancelled because of poor ticket sales. So we had the Philippines, I think that was Manila, and Uruguay, and they were not cancelled for logistical issues. They were cancelled because
suck.
of the sales. I mean, it's no coincidence that you could look on the website and go, I mean, they sold reasonably, but they were not full stadiums. So economically, bang, gone. And then they put out press release logistical issues, as if the disco ball might have fallen on someone's head or something. So I don't.
I didn't
like
even
that.
have the disco ball at my show, for fuck's sake, Tim. I'm never going to stop complaining about that. I was ready to. I was so ready
I can
for that
tell.
visual beauty.
The safest vaccine for COVID was the disco album. I've got to say this, my friends. I'm going to say something outrageous.
Outrageous,
but I believe it.
Tim,
I
give me
believe
this
it.
I'm clutching my pearls.
Excellent. No, it's in a very positive way. I truly believe that if people with mathematical skills did the sums, I think this is the highest grossing tour of Kylie's career.
Oh, for
now,
sure.
At the moment, Aphrodite is the documented highest grossing tour, but Aphrodite cost a fortune to stage and to tour, like to literally pack up, unpack. If you take tension, add the American factor into it, and the minimized costs, because the staging, as far as a big production goes, was minimal for this. I mean, Leo, carting those two little white stairs around. I mean, we could have sent that on Australian Post to each city.
Tim, Australian Post just got stopped in the US. You could not have.
Yes.
I did read that. Yes, I saw that.
Let's
actually
circle back to that maybe, but I think you're right, Tim. With this tour, it's definitely up there with making the most money because, as you said, Aphrodite, even Fever, was really expensive to put on. You know, especially Aphrodite, and I guess they would have broken even, but I don't think they would have made a fortune on that tour. I could be wrong.
And it was, 66 shows. I mean, she's had equivalents before, but that's huge. And touring through the United States where you can keep the ticket prices up. I look, I'm not going to lie. I got into an argument with Grok, who's my new best friend. And Grok said, no, sorry, Tim, Aphrodite is the high. And I said, yeah, but tell me how much that costs. And by the end, this is hand on heart the truth, Grok said, Tim, I think you're right. On estimates, it's quite possible for the tension tour. So these are the conversations I'm having when I'm not doing podcasts. So talking to Grok about this sort of stuff.
Tim, you had a full-on debate explanation with Grok, and you actually
I proved her wrong, like because she said to me at the end,
"Is Grok a woman?" I honestly think Grok's a he.
Oh no, Grok's got to be a woman.
No,
she's too smart.
No, I honestly think Grok has balls and a dick for sure, Tim.
And here's another controversial statement.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm gonna while I'm talking, I'm gonna type it in, and we'll get her to answer.
No, we can cut that out. It's not,
oh my God, beg Grok to show us its genitals.
No, but here's another controversial statement. Potentially, Vegas is the highest grossing tour too. Leo, 130 million she got paid.
Can I be honest? Holy fuck!
Well,
for God's sakes,
you live.
For God's sakes, tickets were fucking what, $6,000 a pop? Of course it was.
So, madam, you live in Vegas, right?
I do, in this hellhole.
Yeah, because I've seen your videos on YouTube. Your little apartment there. It looks really messy, doll. What's going on?
It's a nightmare. Can I be honest? I'm actually having a court hearing with this roach den stinkhole on Tuesday, and it's going to be a brawl. And I've been documenting all of it, so it'll be a video when I'm the hell out of this nightmare.
You need a housekeeper or a daddy to clean things up.
No. I need a demolition team to blow the whole complex down. I'm not kidding you when I say the whole complex is so infested. On the sidewalks, you see roaches.
Did you believe that you now? Your time is
Now, a major update just happening as we speak. Grok has announced that she has no gender. Or they
No.
have no gender.
Grok is a man. Grok is a very angry man.
Well, Grok gets to identify as whatever it wants, and it's
So
just told me
Grok
it has
is
no
they,
gender.
them.
That's right. It's they, them.
They, them.
No. Grok. Are we saying Grok is intersex?
Now, listen, going back to tension, we're recapping. I want to hear from you both your favorite parts in a moment, but I'm just going to make sure that everyone is aware that on September 26th, there will be a live version of the Tension Tour, a live album release. I'm really concerned that there's
Tim,
no
how am I
announcement of a
just
DVD
hearing
yet.
about this? Tim,
Yeah, it's
Tim, you
only
understand
the
I will be
audio.
reacting to all of that if possible.
I absolutely hope you will be, but there's already the Tension song, the song Tension from the Monterey
Tim,
finale has already out
Tim,
there.
I had to prepare to buy a vinyl release. You know there will be a vinyl version.
Yeah,
But
I'm pretty
I actually done this on my radio segment just yesterday here in Melbourne, and I talked about other stuff, but also Kylie's Tension live album. I hear that it's going to be a digital release on the 26th.
Yep.
But there's also going to be some physical copies.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, there's definitely a vinyl.
We're getting vinyl.
Yeah, and CD.
Oh, I hate CDs. But of course we're getting vinyl. Of course, because
I'm more concerned that there's no visual edition yet. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that could be tied to the Netflix thing.
But
I have a feeling that Netflix have they've been following her around with the tour and stuff.
Oh my god, like a backstory, like a fucking like behind the scenes.
I think there's gonna be like a Netflix type of documentary type of concert thing, like with Taylor Swift and Katy Perry and stuff. So I think you'll find
Katie's scary.
Katie,
the astronaut.
Anyway, but yeah, that's coming probably on Netflix. But I'm pretty sure that we'll eventually get a physical, I guess, Blu-ray maybe.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
I will figure out a way to react to it. That's all I can say.
Like, she always has fun on tour, but this felt very different. This felt like pioneering for her. I'm talking about through her eyes. This felt like she was doing something completely different, completely fresh. And if I don't mind saying,
it felt
a little bit of Kylie psychology here. She's always wanted to strip herself back and be known as just almost a little bit rock, a bit like Two Hearts when that came out, and with the anti-tour, take away all the props. I think that she's actually achieved her dream on the Tension Tour.
Yeah, totally. Because I have seen every tour since Intimate and Live, and this tour for me is a beautiful fusion of the anti-tour, the Intimate and Live. There's bits and pieces from each sort of tour into this Tension tour, but it's stripped back. It's more about Kylie's incredible history with the audience, and she's got this amazing back catalogue of songs. So
amazing
to have the songs, her audience. I mean, the request section in the show.
Oh, that was my favorite. That was so good.
Yes, incredible. And it just goes to show how loved Kylie is. And I don't want to compare her to other female singers, but I can't imagine. But I can't imagine.
Tim says, "Why not?"
I can't imagine other people like Madonna.
Doing like I'm Farrell from M. You can't say that.
Doing like a B stage moment and doing requests from fans. I just can't see many singers doing that. And she did it every single night on this tour. And there was such an array of beautiful moments with the fans. There was kids on stage with her, gay really guys, girls. It was beautiful, so beautiful moment. And this show had heart. It had heart. It was fun.
It had soul.
It was joyous. Soul. It was just
there wasn't a dull moment, I don't think.
Yeah, and those request sections.
Oh, every
were-
song I wanted to hear was requested. It made me so happy.
Yeah, that was a highlight for me. That B stage moment where she sang just little bits of stuff, and I think she did like What Kind of Fall in London, which I never thought that she would even utter those words.
Haha. I would have begged
But-
for Wow. I didn't get to hear Wow performed at my show, but oh my god, hearing Where the Wild Roses, it was just so beautiful. Because I was like, there's no way she's gonna sing that song, but she did. It was amazing.
I think Kylie has always wanted to be seen as a musician more than an entertainer. I think she's now achieved that.
For
And the
sure.
humanity in this show, I've never felt. I've gone to every Kylie show. They've always spectacular. They've always given me goosebumps, always given me an experience. But there was a humanity in this show which
And it was
it
so
blew me
authentic.
away.
It was so authentic.
She was so connected to us. I felt very much part of the show more than I ever have with any other Kylie show. Oh, how she achieved it in these big arenas too.
For
I
a
have
stadium,
no idea.
that is
No
crazy.
idea.
How she achieved it? By being herself.
Yeah,
Authenticity.
By being
Yeah.
that's the magic of Kylie Minogue is she's just herself, and people love her for being Kylie. She's always been this authentic
Because she's
person
she's so cute. She's just so beautiful.
Yeah, and she's not afraid to go through those ups and downs in her career. I mean, she's gone through
So
the highs and the
much.
lows so much. And I think Kylie is the one that drives the show. And that connection she has with the audience is just fantastic. It's amazing to watch. And I think Kylie's at a stage in her career now where she's been doing this for pushing 40 years in 2027, that she is at that level where she calls the shots and she knows what the audience wants.
So let's all go around and final brief thoughts. For me, I'm going to kick us off by saying Madison Square Garden. Never thought I'd see the day. 2 shows and the love in that arena and in that city, just amazing. Padam Padam, I think it was let down in the Tension tour. I think that she didn't. It just felt like a blink and it was gone. I don't really think that was given what it needed. I would have liked to have seen it go percussion at the end and the whole freaking arena having that humanitarian experience
At
over
the same time,
song that broke through.
At the same time,
Yep.
I don't think she wanted to like put all the focus on just her biggest hit. I think she wanted to like put more focus, I think, on like all the songs that she's done throughout her career.
And she certainly managed to do that.
Which I appreciate more because sure, Padam Padam is a great song. We all love it. It's amazing. But there's so many other hits that absolutely
couldn't agree more. But there was many people
attention.
who were in those arenas because of Padam. I think it could have been given
That's
a little
true.
bit more
That's
respect. But generally, though, as far as Kylie tours
for the
go,
new fans at least,
I don't even
true.
want to rank it. Because it doesn't deserve to be ranked. It sits outside of rankings almost. It was like like the anti-tour. It was
Like
a
a new
completely different
chapter,
experience
yeah.
that you wouldn't even put. Final thoughts for you, madam, around Tension Tour? What's it mean for Kylie? What did it mean for you?
So phenomenal, and I honestly think it was a doorway opening for who knows what. Because Tim, you know personally, through mental masturbation and manifestation, I have been manifesting a Kylie and Madonna collab, and I would bet left leg.
It's coming.
I would bet
It's coming.
left leg that it's going to happen this year or next
Confessions
year.
too. We'll have it.
Tim, it's coming. It's coming, and Tim, I'm coming because it's going to be so fucking spectacular.
Well, that's a very graphic image.
Tim, it's not graphic. It's intimate, raw, and honest. I can't wait for this beautiful experience. It's going to be so magnificent.
And Leah, what's Tension mean for you?
For an OJ fan like me and you, Tim, I'm just incredibly proud of Kylie.
Yeah.
I'm just really proud that after all these years, she's still selling out arenas. She's still having #1 albums. She's still touring the world. She is really a force. And a lot of people, I think now people are starting to realize just how amazing Kylie is as an artist. And her career has been so versatile with different genres and different looks. That's how you are a pop star. That's how you maintain a career of 35 plus years in this incredibly difficult business. And she
It's
is
so hard. There's
at
so
the
much,
top of her game.
so much competition in the music industry. It's crazy.
I'm going to say this as an end point. I honestly, hand on heart, and someone who's followed pop culture for a very long time, can't think of any other artist in the world that has had such a consistently popular career. So when we talk about Madonna's and Cher's carving the way for women who are moving into a certain age group and still doing it, I admire them very much. But Kylie has been the most consistent, because those ladies are sort of like they've got their following, but it's a niche now following, I would argue. Kylie is as universally popular as she has ever been. I can't think of an artist who's done it. What do you think at home listening to this podcast? Time to Talk Australia at outlook.com. Leo and Madam, I have loved this conversation.
This was a blast.
It's been so much fun. Are we going to talk about what's coming up next for Kylie?
Oh, go on then. Go on. Give it to us real brief. You've got 30 seconds.
Well, I think she deserves a tiny rest because we've got the live album coming out at the end of the month. No, let me finish, Tim. Don't jump on your balls.
Jump on your balls.
The live album's coming out. There's probably going to be a Christmas.
I hope not.
A Christmas bonus tension, something happening with the tension.
Oh, okay.
Tension 1, tension 2.
I got nervous. You were going to say Christmas album.
No.
I'm so scared to listen to Kylie Christmas.
But I do think, and because she's had such a successful run in the States, a limited short run in Vegas, Kylie's Cozy Christmas.
Oh.
A bit of a Christmas show at the Voltaire in Vegas.
I will sell my soul and my whole to go to such a thing if that was ever even imagined. It is her contract with the casino here ended? Does anyone know if it's still open?
But I think that'd be really good just to have, because Kylie every December, Santa Baby is just up there and streaming, and so is her Christmas catalog.
Oh, that would be so spectacular.
So she can maybe capitalize on that. Doing a few Christmas shows in Vegas, maybe a couple in London, perhaps, would be a perfect cap off 2026.
I would sell my soul. I could not miss that one. If that ever.
Because it's been a few years since she's done a Christmas show, and I think because the US love Christmas.
I hate Christmas personally, but to see Kylie, I'll sing Jingle Bells. I'll jingle my bells.
So I reckon she should definitely capitalize on the Christmas thing.
Yeah, our
Tim, you're very silent. I'm but worried.
Tim, what are you thinking?
Mulling it over. I don't like. Look, I usually would. No, I do like the idea, but I just don't like the timing of it. I think that she's cool and hip at the moment. So to go and be singing popcorn songs in the United States, nah, not the right timing or image. People have just cottoned on to. I don't know.
Another side of Kylie, though. Another sort of,
I don't see that happening. But maybe it could. But at the same time, with tourism being down in Vegas, I don't think that would.
Selfish Tim just wants a new album, Leah.
Well,
Selfish Madam agrees as well.
I think what's going to happen, Tim, is we'll get a new album probably this time next year, and in 2027 there's going to be a world tour to celebrate the 40-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's definitely on the cards, isn't it? Well, there'll be something big for 40 years, that's for sure.
Tour, and there'll be like a Kylie 25 type moment. There'll be save your pennies, girls.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, there'll be a lot of merchandise, that is for sure. Every person who's ever had a stake in any of Kylie's career will be making money in that 40th year. I am going to wrap up. We've run out of time, my friends, but I'm glad you got to know each other.
It's been a lovely conversation. It was a blast.
Well, Madam, I'm following you on YouTube. You should follow me, Sound Museum AU.
What is it?
Sound Museum AU.
Sound Museum AU. Following you right now.
Tonight we're joined by Barbara O'Neill, a nutritionist who's here to help us become just a little bit more healthy, we hope. The good news is you can start the very next time you put food into your mouth. Barbara, welcome to Time to Talk.
Hi.
I'd like to leap straight into it tonight, Barbara, if we could. We're here to give some quick and easy tips to improve our nutrition. So when we wake up tomorrow, this is a nighttime show, tomorrow when we wake up, what's the very first thing we can change? What's the optimal way to start off our day?
The very best way to start the day is with a glass of water, because it's probably the most dehydrated time of the whole day. We actually lose a few glasses of water overnight.
So we need to rehydrate before we even eat, is that right?
That's right, but there's another little tip that's essential to properly hydrate the body, and that's a pinch of Celtic salt. Celtic salt has 82 minerals in it. Himalayan salt is a similar one. These are salts that retain all their minerals, and when you put that pinch on your tongue and then have a glass of water, the 3 magnesiums in that salt actually shoot the water into the cell.
Wow, it's called Celtic salt, is it?
Or Himalayan salt. You want a salt that's not refined.
Okay, so we've had our Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, and we've had our glass of water. What's the next step? Some people suggest we shouldn't even be eating a huge meal in the morning, but I've heard other people say that's when you should have your biggest meal of the day. But what's the story from a nutritionist's point of view?
Well, the best way to start to plan your morning is to plan it the day before, because one of the only ways you can really get up with a spark is to go to bed early. And the old adage that says breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, tea like a pauper is important. So if you have tea like a pauper, you've got an appetite in the morning. A lot of people don't feel like breakfast because they've eaten too much or too late at night.
Okay, so really we're going back to the night before is all important. Okay, so we shouldn't go to bed feeling full is what you're telling us.
No, you see, when we sleep, every organ in the body should be sleeping too. That includes the stomach.
So it shouldn't be working overtime.
No.
So when we go back to the breakfast, what should our breakfast include?
Can I just go back a step further?
Please do.
Drinking in the morning, and then the best thing to do next is exercise.
Okay.
Now, some mothers can't do it because little one's at home, so Pilates workout on the floor or football. Ideally, at least 15 minutes, and preferably about half an hour. And what that does, that gets the lymphatic system, the blood, and also every single cell in the body working at a higher and a better rate, which will get you far more efficiently the whole day.
Tell me if I'm mad. When I've had those occasional times, and I wish it was more routine than this, they are occasional times though, where I've got up, I've had some water, and then I've gone for a jog before I've eaten. The funny thing is, I might have been hungry and wanting breakfast before I went, but you force yourself to go for your jog. By the time I get back, I'm often not hungry anymore.
That's right.
Is that normal?
And I'll tell you why. Because inside your muscle cells are little storages of glucose called glycogen. They're quick-release glucose stores. And so when you start to exercise, they're released, and they're like little pockets of glucose that gets fed straight into the energy cycle in the cell.
To actually feed your body,
Yeah.
feed and fuel your body.
And
Wow.
and it's in the muscle, and it goes straight into that energy cycle in the muscle, so you've got instant energy.
Wow, we're creating a good routine here. So we've got up, we've had our salt and our water, we've gone for our Pilates or our jog or 15 minutes of exercise. What do we eat?
There's
beyond
more.
That? There's more. Okay, we can't eat yet?
No.
Okay, all right. Barbara's a strict woman, I'm finding. What do we do next?
Ideally, then you have another glass of water, and then you go in to have a shower.
Okay.
If you don't need a shower, you haven't exercised properly.
You're not going to tell me it has to be ice cold or anything like that, are you?
Not yet.
That comes later, does it?
You start with a nice hot shower,
Okay.
and then when you're really nice and warm, you turn the hot tap off, and you only have to have 10 seconds cold.
Wow, so you do prescribe to this. I had a feeling you might be one of these. But tell me what it does, though. What's the benefit?
Not everyone's got what I've got, the creek.
You've got you jump into the creek, do you?
Every morning after our exercise, and it is fantastic.
So if you can't do that, next best thing is the icy shower, right?
I'll tell you what, forget the coffee for a lift in the morning. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, you wake up and after you get out of a shower, you'd be all tingly, I suppose.
In fact, it's addictive. It's so good.
Is that right? You're not just a glutton for punishment, are you, Barbara?
No, it's so good.
Is it actually good for you, though, to do that?
It is. What it does is, cold is one of the best tonics in the body, and we're warm-blooded creatures, so when cold touches, us, the body goes, whoa, danger, enemy, because if we lay in cold water for half an hour, we can just about die because our whole body starts to run down. So whenever cold touches our body, cold water, the body reacts. And hydrotherapists, people that use water therapy, they use that cold as an amazing remedy. So it's a tonic.
Wow. And I also read this morning that, I know this is a slightly separate topic, but extreme cold, icy cold, actually burns fat too, apparently.
Yeah.
And they did studies in the 70s, or maybe accidentally found that kids who sucked on icy poles actually had narrow cheekbone or cheeks because they're actually killing fat.
And
so
see
there you
what
go.
it is, the body sees it as a danger, and it reacts. And it's that reactionary effect that gets everything moving fast. It's almost like an enemy's coming, let's move it.
You moved into shock. Okay, understood. Are we at breakfast yet?
Yes.
Okay, finally we're here so we can eat.
And you've earned it.
You sure have. You've basically been chased by a bear, so the body's feeling all ready to go. So what do we eat? What is the right fuel to put in our body?
A great way to start breakfast is fruit.
Okay.
Breakfast, break fast. You're breaking your fast. You haven't eaten all night, and fruit is a great way to start the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the 3 essential food groups should be contained in the breakfast, whether that be a smoothie or whether it be a sit-down-and-eat meal, and that's fibre. And your highest fibre foods are your vegetables and your fruit. Most people far prefer fruit for breakfast, and I certainly do.
Yep.
And the other food group is your protein. We need protein because, remember, we're eating breakfast like a king. We're fueling up our living machinery at the beginning of our journey, and our journey is the day. So protein, and the third food group is fat. Fat is not the enemy. Fat is our friend.
I'm glad you're saying that up front because I'm going to be asking you all about fat.
That's good. It's one of my favourite topics.
How do you get fat in your breakfast, though?
How do you get fat in your breakfast?
Bacon? Is that what you're talking about? Oh dear, Barbara's choking. Don't mention the B word, whatever you do. Well, how do you get the fat? Is it through yogurt, for example, maybe?
You could do it in yogurt, but don't go anywhere near those fat-frees.
Mm-hmm.
You want a nice full cream.
They don't taste good anyway.
No, they don't. And to make them taste good, they pack it full of sugar, which in the long run dumps a really dangerous fat in your tissues. Now, if you were having a smoothie, you might put coconut cream in.
Okay.
Which makes the smoothie taste fantastic, and it's an
Love
excellent
coconut cream. Yeah. Yep.
And if you were eating, it might be nuts and seeds, and with your smoothie you might put chia seed, linseed, flax seeds, nuts in there. If you're eating, you might do your nuts and your seeds. Let me tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
Okay.
I had a nectarine, and I had a peach, and I had some dark grapes. I had some chia seeds. I had some almonds and Brazil nuts, and then I had a slice of sourdough toast. We've got a wonderful bakery in Port Macquarie called Burkhardt that does the most beautiful tradition sourdough breads. On top of that, I had about a dessert spoon of oil. Love my olive oil.
So just straight
on the bread, and then I sprinkled about a third of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper on my toast, and then I put avocado on my toast, and then I put savoury brown lentils. They were cooking while I was climbing mountains and diving in creeks, and then when I come back I rinsed them and put oil and fresh herbs and some Celtic salt in.
So a lot of people are going to say that they just don't have the time for all of this. It sounds great. It sounds delicious, and I subscribe to it, but I'm imagining I don't have time to cook while I'm climbing the mountain in the morning. I've got to get kids to school.
That's right.
Etc.
So let me tell you a really good option. And at Misty Mountain, I always go through this with our guests when they're leaving. We look at breakfast options. So let me give some breakfast options that are quick and easy. You've got the good bread because you've got this great baker down the road. You might just have avocado and tomato on your bread. You might have a organic egg, which are your best eggs, that's been lightly poached. Or you might open some organic baked beans, or you might have some savoury lentils out of a tin. So there are a few options. Now that's a higher protein breakfast than most people are used to. Most people are used to cereal, put the milk on, goes like wet tissue paper, shovel it down in 10 minutes, run out the door.
Yeah.
But in 2 hours they're hungry again. Well, with this breakfast you are not hungry till lunch.
That sounds perfect. Barbara, a nutritionist once told me, or a nutritionist in training, that the easiest way to know if your body is being fueled correctly is actually to think of the toilet. She told me that the way the food passes out of your body holds all the clues. Was she right?
Yes, it's an area we Aussies don't talk about very much.
No, but she claims we should, and she also claims we should be inspecting what we leave behind for further clues.
It's not a bad idea to have a little glance.
Mm-hmm. Tell us why.
Dr. Kellogg, very famous doctor who wrote many books on health, he said 3 intakes of food a day should equal 3 evacuations a day.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And let me give a few tips.
Okay.
It shouldn't be totally liquid. It shouldn't be like rabbit pellets. It should be a soft mound, slightly formed, and if you can see little bits of broccoli and tomato, you're not digesting properly.
Wow, so what could that be a sign of? If you can see pieces of food in what you're leaving behind, why isn't it digesting properly? Because broccoli and tomato, that's good stuff, isn't it?
It is very good.
But it's getting wasted by the sound of it.
It is very getting good stuff, but it shouldn't look like that when it comes out the other end. It should be inside of you. I would like to suggest maybe the person's not chewing enough.
Okay.
And I would also like to suggest maybe there's low hydrochloric acid levels in the stomach, so they're not digesting properly.
And if it's difficult to go to the toilet, again, not the most pleasant subject, but that is it could be a clue or a sign that something's not right with the diet.
Yeah, that can be another sign. Many people are constipated because they're not drinking enough water. You see, one of the main functions of the colon is to take water out so stools are formed. And if a person is dehydrated, then more water gets taken out than should be taken out, and that's where we get the cement, the rabbit pellets.
And most people go to the supermarket and buy some probably chemically made product to actually help the digestion, and it always seems strange to me that that's done, because surely nature can take care of this somehow. So what are some tips for people who are a bit clogged up?
Okay, what you can do if you're a bit clogged up, very important to eat high fibre foods. So keep away from your refines. Fruits and vegetables are your best fibre foods. Yep. Drinking 2 to 2 litres of water, 2.5 litres of water a day between meals. If you drink with your meals, you can actually water down your hydrochloric acid.
Okay.
That's why it's best, as I first talked about the breakfast, or what to do in the morning, is to drink before your meal.
We're going to have some more tips coming up, Barbara, but first I'd like to get what your take is on this, because we've discussed nutrition on this show quite a few times with a number of amazing people who've come through the region. Western society, we are so affluent, we're so wealthy, and we're really so spoilt compared to generations that have gone past. How have we ended up in such a mess when it comes to our diet? I'm talking obesity, food allergies, heart disease, diabetes. Where have we gone so badly wrong?
Do you know, I think it's very much the allopathy, the drug therapies that have come in.
Oh, really?
And you're also looking at a few generations. For instance, let me give you a scenario. Let's say we've got a lady who's 50. In her teenage years, she had antibiotics every couple of years. She was on the pill. She's a baby boomer. Nearly every baby boomer was on the pill. Both antibiotics and the contraceptive pill interfere with gut flora. Now, when she gives birth to her baby, when a baby is in utero, they're sterile. And when a baby comes through the vaginal canal coming out into the world, that baby takes on the mother's flora or healthy bacteria. Now, if the mother has a compromised flora because of pill, antibiotics, many years, that baby will be born with a compromised gut flora. Now,
so the cycle begins.
And so the cycle begins. Now, let's say that's the baby of a baby boomer. That baby will now be in her 30s. And she will be giving birth to babies who also have compromised gut flora. And that gut flora is very responsible for breaking down of food. So what have we got now? We've got gluten intolerance. We've got irritable bowel syndrome. People aren't digesting and storing their food properly.
Seems to be every third person these days.
Oh, yes, I find it myself. The other is fast society. No time to stop. No time to plan a meal. It's just grab what you can. That's why I said early, pour the cereal into the bowl, pour the milk on, goes like wet tissue paper, shovel it down, out the door in 10 minutes.
Not good enough.
There's no time.
And really, when people are doing that, living in the moment, doing what they can to make the day more efficient, what are they doing in the long term to their health and to their children's health?
In the long term, I tell you what we're seeing. We're seeing ladies in their 40s and 50s who are deteriorating. Now, we should be seeing peak athletes in their 50s. People are deteriorating too young. I just had 2 young girls do my program, both in their 20s, both serious illnesses. And I think, wow, what's happening? You know, 20s should be surely the prime of life. Actually, I think 40s, 50s should be the prime of life. But how often 40s and 50s, people are deteriorating. Deteriorating too young.
And we can tie this very strongly and firmly back to nutrition and diet.
Absolutely. Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. It's You see, what we put into our bodies is actually the very ingredients for the structure of our DNA, for our cell, for our brain. And when I look at some supermarket trolleys, I think, whoa.
Isn't it scary? Isn't it scary? Yeah. Yeah. We need people to be walking around the perimeter of the supermarket, not down the aisles, right, where all the bad stuff is. Give us some more tips too, Barbara. I mean, as a nutritionist, what else beyond breakfast can people do to just make some simple changes? Because what I worry about when I have a conversation with someone as amazing as you and so knowledgeable as you is that people can feel rather overwhelmed. They might know and identify with what you're saying and think, that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm part of that. I do my best, but I'm hearing a lot of myself in what you're saying. So what are some simple basic changes to try and let's stay positive, what are some simple changes people can make?
Now, you picked it up a little earlier. We've really got a plan for tomorrow today.
Okay.
And the only way you can eat tea like a pauper is if you've eaten breakfast like a king and lunch like a queen. And some people say, how can I possibly eat breakfast like a king? I'm in a hurry. Well, that's where your smoothies can come into it. And your smoothies have got to have those 3 essentials, your fibre, your proteins and your fats. And will take you all the way to lunch. I'm not interested in eating every couple of hours. I've got things to do. And so at lunchtime, a lot of people say, but I'm working. How can I eat a decent lunch? Again, a smoothie might work, or what you've got to look at is those 3 essentials. And many people go to the non-essential, which is the high carb. Your sandwiches, your pies, your rolls. But if you're in town, you've got things like sushi. Yes, it has rice, but it has high minerals in the seaweed and the middle things.
A better alternative, right?
Yeah, and you can get salads quite easy. So there's your fibre, but you've got to look at your fats. As a vegetarian, I'd advise tofu, I'd advise hummus, I'd advise nuts, seeds, olives.
And it tastes good too, doesn't it?
Tastes fantastic.
It might take a little while to get adjusted to if you have never had a diet like that, if your parents raised you on, everything that coming out of a packet. But once you get used to it, it's good stuff.
Oh, it is good stuff. Our guests that come to our retreat, they're shocked at the taste of our food because it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I maintain food should contain 2 things. It should be as such as it will build strong, healthy cells. And number 2, it should taste phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should taste fantastic.
Yeah, life's too short to be eating flavourless food, isn't it?
It is.
And nature provides us with plenty of flavour.
I just stay with my 2 boys in Brisbane, big, strong builders. And Mum always cooks them a big pot of lentil stew. But you got to know how to make lentils taste nice. And
yes, because I tell you what, there's many people who've gone awry with a bag of lentils. I'm one of them. Wasn't pleasant.
Well, you know what you do? You don't go light on the oil.
Okay, be generous.
And it's got to be very good quality olive oil, cold pressed.
And soak them, right?
Soak them overnight, rinse them very well.
That might have been my impatience that brought everything to a bad halt. Listen, we often hear that sugar, salt, saturated fats, that they're the worst of the foodie bad guys. Are they still seen as the enemies of a good diet?
Not to me. But in some nutrition circles, and I would like to suggest that the nutritional circles who are influenced by the multinationals. But let me give you some facts. Salt is essential. It is the third most essential nutrient needed for life. The baby swims in seawater in the gut. We cry seawater. We sweat seawater. We need that salt because when you're sweating and losing body fluids, you must replace them.
But you'd agree there has to be a balance with that, correct?
Absolute balance. And we need to take sodium into our body the way it's found in nature, with all its minerals. So the table salt on the supermarket shelf, your doctor's right, it's dangerous. But the whole salt, with all of its minerals in balance, that's actually essential. And it can actually get blood pressure down, whereas your refined salt can get it up. Now, the next one was sugar. Is sugar as bad as they say? No, it's worse.
Wow.
It's worse. I've got a little article I found in the newspaper by 3 professors calling it a killer drug.
Sweet poison.
Sweet poison. We've got another book called Sugar Blues because it gets you up only to pull you down and give you the blues. Nothing wrong with sugarcane. It's the pure crystallized acid that's extracted from it. It's a quick fix. It's like buy now, pay later. There's your sugar.
What worries me when I hear people say that sugar is dangerous, and I've got no doubt that it is in the sense that you're talking about it, but sugar occurs naturally in fruits and vegetables, for example. So
that's right.
Do we need to define what sugar is dangerous and what isn't?
We certainly do.
Yeah.
In fruits and vegetables, as in the sugar cane, it's all bound up in fibre.
Okay.
And fibre causes a slow release of the glucose.
This is the low GI business that we're coming back to, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Whereas when a person takes refined sugar, it's like a dump truck load full of glucose was dumped into their bloodstream. Their blood sugar levels go sky high. Brain goes overload. Pancreas, quick release the insulin. And that cycle goes on and on and on. And your pancreas wears out, there's your diabetes, there's your insulin resistant.
So the basic message on sugar is let it be part of your diet, but through natural foods,
That's
correct?
right.
It's as simple as that, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Talk to me about superfoods, or the so-called superfoods. We're talking, I believe, about all kinds of berries, grains, seeds. I've had a love affair with just about all of them at one time or another, as so many amateurs like me do. Is it right to call some of these foods superfoods?
It is. Now, your berries, your blackberries, blueberries, cherries, they, being their colour, the colour of blood, they're excellent for blood. And all dark fruits and vegetables and legumes are much higher in antioxidants. And all your berries are low on the glycemic index, so they give a nice, steady, slow release of glucose. So your berries are a superfood. Now, there was one question before that I didn't answer. You mentioned saturated fat.
Yeah, no, I know you wanted to pick up on that. Yeah, tell me about what.
So what am I talking about it for now in the superfoods section?
Okay, how come? I'm sure there's a link.
It's a saturated fat in the form of coconut cream. Coconut oil is a superfood. You just picture Captain Cook landing on those South Pacific islands, being confronted with the most magnificent specimens of humanity he'd ever seen. The men were tall, strong, agile. The women were gorgeous. And what did they eat every single meal? Coconut.
And that's saturated fat.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, the fact is, chemically and scientifically in the body hates storing saturated fat. It loves burning it as fuel. Now, one of the problems with your saturated animal fats is a lot of the environmental poisons that come into animals are stored in those saturated fats. So you're far better to go to your vegetarian saturated fats, which is your coconut cream, coconut oil. Bruce Fife, he's written about 5 excellent books on coconut oil, and you can find his work. And
so saturated fats have been demonised unfairly by the sound of it.
Absolutely unfairly. Let me give you a very quick story about the farmer who got coconuts cheap to fatten his cows.
Sure.
Well, after a few weeks, they started bounding around the paddock. They'd become more muscular, less fat on the coconut. And that's what human beings will do.
Because it's energy, correct?
It is. Your body loves burning saturated fat as energy.
Which is why so much of this conversation is intertwined with exercise, isn't it? Because it's all very well to fuel our body well, but you've got to be expending that fuel as well.
If you want to eat, you've got to work for it.
As a nutritionist, what are some of the foods commonly found in the average Australian home that you would just love to see outlawed altogether?
Because they're dangerous, because they're toxic, because they cause a deterioration of the brain cells and a deterioration of the body. Refined sugar, alcohol, most people aren't aware that from 1920 to 1933, alcohol was banned in America. Prohibition, yeah. And
prohibition.
The figures are that the mental institutions' occupancy dropped to about 8%. Jails were nearly empty.
And everyone was very boring, and
domestic abuse nearly dropped.
I'm like many of the listeners. I ache a little bit when I hear alcohol on that list.
Yeah.
Can alcohol be had in moderation, in your view?
I have to be honest, it is a neurotoxin, which means it kills brain cells.
Okay.
And I personally don't drink, but I must also add I have a very happy life.
Fair
And
enough.
I think it's a pity that people depend on that like a crutch to be able to talk, to be able to have fun, because we have a lot of fun. And we don't drink.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that on board. So you've got your alcohol, your refined sugars, and when you talk about refined sugars in the home, that refers to so much of the stuff that's in most cupboards, doesn't it? Because it refers to your chips, your chocolates, your icy poles.
Yeah, it does. When I stayed with my boys last week, my son said, "Mum, have one of these," and he got an icy pole he'd made out of the freezer by pouring juice into a little icy pole container.
A natural icy pole.
Do you know, it is so easy to make, your own icy poles. That's really easy.
They taste better too, actually.
Buy a bottle of juice, pour it into a container, put in freezer with paddle spot. That's it.
That's it. It's easy as that.
I like to, I think life should be good. I think it should be fun. And I really believe that the most fun you have is living in a body that works.
A lot of parents listen to this show. Fizzy drinks. I've got a real bee in my bonnet about fizzy drinks. Tell me, what's your view on those?
Well, when you stop the sugar and stop the fizzy drinks, you won't be spending so much money at the dentist. And I haven't met anyone that likes the dentist, so that's a good drawing card. But it also causes a breaking down of the bones all through the body. And so a lot of young people's bones are deteriorating with all of these things instead of strengthening, because as the bones grow, that's the strengthening time to take you right through your life.
Do you think some of these refined sugars, which are included in the fizzy drinks and other products like that, do they affect children's behaviour too? How much of
absolutely.
the link is there? Yeah.
Absolutely. Just watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, some children react violently, some children mildly, some hardly at all, but even if a child doesn't react to it, it is still causing a deterioration of their adrenal glands and their pancreas. So a viable option can be some dark grape juice and some mineral water. Now, I advocate drinking water, but it's nice to have a little treat sometimes, maybe at a party or something like that. But I have 13 grandchildren, and my daughters take great delight in having kids' parties with all healthy stuff. And they've got a few friends that all do the same.
And it can still be fun?
A lot of fun.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
I am amazed by how many parents who struggle. You know, they have all the best of intentions. I'm not saying they don't, but they struggle with a child's behaviour. And before all natural options have been explored properly, that child will end up on some form of medication. Whereas, at the very least, a trial of a different diet should be the first port of call, surely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's I say to parents, give it 6 weeks. Just give it a 6-week trial, because it can sometimes take 2 or 3 weeks for the...
And that child will rebel for the first little while as well.
Yeah,
They're not going to want to give up all these lovely foods in their eyes.
That brings me to the next one, caffeine.
Okay, caffeine.
Caffeine and sugar are both highly addictive drugs. And so when a child is stopped of that, there will be a little bit of bad behaviour for a while. But I say to parents, just put the child out on the veranda and, just say to the child, you can come in when you're happy. You don't have to have them next to you the whole time. And there will be a little bit of that, but eventually the withdrawals will subside. Eventually they'll get hungry enough to eat the good food. You're always very pleasant and you always smile at your child, but it's only fruit for breakfast. Sorry, sweetheart. But I forgot to buy the Cocoa Pops.
Tough love, exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself, Barbara. You clearly believe in the work you do, and I know that people who work in your field, you never stop studying, you never stop gaining knowledge. Tell me about the work you do.
My husband and I have a health retreat an hour west of Kempsey, and people come and stay with us for a week, and they put them through a couple of days of detox. I do about 14 hours of lectures in the week. I like to see myself as a teacher, and I love teaching people how to be their own doctors. So I like to think that when people leave us, they've got enough skills to be able to be their doctor, to look after their body. And I teach them how to interpret different aches and pains and signs, because really they are the body just talking to us. And when they leave, they feel so good. We just had a lady come back, I think 2 weeks ago, and I said, "What is your reason for coming?" She said, "I have never felt as good as I felt after I left you last time." A couple of days to get the effects of the alcohol and the caffeine and the sugars out. Very nourishing food to build the body up, and they go home jumping out of their skin.
And armed with a tool belt of common sense, really.
That's right.
Of
And
common sense.
So I say, I hope I never see you again, but of course I'd like to see you again. But can you see my aim that
you want them to do it for themselves.
that they leave knowing now what to do for their bodies. We even have a lecture there on how to make a grated potato poultice for a sprained ankle, or a charcoal poultice for a bee sting. So even enough tools to be able to handle little hiccups at the home.
It sounds fantastic. Barbara, listen, I think that the way I've come to see this after talking to lots of people like yourself is we only have one life, and it's too short to spend it feeling sluggish or achy or just a little bit under the weather. And how many of us feel like that all the time? Wouldn't it be nice to live every day where you jump out of bed feeling vibrant and ready to go? And that's what you're talking to us about tonight.
It is. And I say to people, when you wake up in the morning, you should leap out of bed. Now, whenever I say that, the whole audience cracks
Groans.
up laughing.
Yeah.
They laugh because it's as if. But it should be.
But it is possible.
Age has got nothing to do with this.
You're never too old to make changes to your diet for a start, are you?
That's right.
Barbara, thanks for your time tonight.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.